Hey there, this is LA Calling, and you're watching Brutally Delicious with Bruce Moore.
Hey, welcome to Brutally Delicious. I'm Bruce Moore. Today we've got another great show in store for you. This time we're going to speak with guitarist extraordinaire Dylan Furr. If you stay tuned, we're going to see what he has cooked up for us today.
Brutally Delicious!
Hello, I'm Dylan Furr.
I'm Miles Baker.
And today we're going to be making a pizza, so we're going to go through the ingredients. Here we have a pizza stone, mozzarella cheese, zucchini, onion, and
We've got some Trader Joe's wheat pizza dough. We've got some sliced prosciutto. We've got whole wheat flour, artichoke corners, some sun-dried tomato bruschetta, and 2 tubs of pizza sauce, onion, some
Gouda cheese.
Gouda cheese, and then mushrooms. And, so let's do this.
So I'm going to go ahead and start by putting flour on the pizza stone. And Miles will be stretching out the dough while we're preheating the oven at 350.
I'm just going to be stretching out the dough. This is just a wheat dough that you can buy at Trader Joe's. It's pre-made. You don't want to add any flour to it when you take it out of the bag because it'll make it shrink up real fast. And then you just use a pizza stone to cook it, put a little bit of flour on there so that the dough doesn't stick.
For those not familiar with Dylan Furr, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I started playing guitar when I was 10. I'm currently 21. We're both located out here in Southern California, and I've been playing together for, I don't know, how many years? 3? I guess we've been playing together for like 3 years. I write all the music and do all the production and the promotion and so forth and so on, so a lot of people do call it a one-man band sort of thing. But
I'm Miles Baker. I've liked Dylan been playing guitar since I was 10. I'm 19 now though. And I'm a pretty boring guy. Like to stay inside, like to play guitar, hang out with my girlfriend.
you can see we don't have tans.
I know.
We don't go outside
Yeah,
much.
that's about it. Just like hanging out and playing guitar, like you said, we get together Friday night and play guitar and it's fun.
Do you have any formal musical training, or are you self-taught?
I'm not completely self-taught. The last year and a half or so I've been self-taught while I went through, actually the last like 2 years I think. I learned all of my techniques and stuff for metal and all the technical playing and music composure and stuff I all learned on my own from just experience and trial and error and stuff, which any musician out there knows is a pain in the ass. And I started off in classic rock when I was 10. I never liked playing or covering songs, but I've basically been writing my own music since I had first learned how to play a chord. My dad actually always told me we have to cover these songs and this song and stuff, and then me and my band always wrote our own music anyway though. And of course, it was fun, we were young. But then after I did classic rock for a while, I got into jazz in 7th grade and did that all through high school. And then in like my senior year, I think I started classical guitar and went to OSHA. I was the lead guitar, first guitar, and head guitar and Orpheus and all their ensembles and stuff. And that was really fun. Did a bunch of stuff there. Graduated there, and then that's actually when I got into metal from, and then I met him pretty soon after that and started my first band. So that was cool. But I haven't been doing metal for more than, I don't know, like 4 years maybe. So it's still pretty new to me.
Yeah, I'm formally trained. I started playing guitar since I was 10, like I just mentioned, and initially didn't take too many lessons. I kind of screw around with it here and there. I was big into some other stuff when I was that age, so I didn't play too much. I took lessons from Beth Adams Music Studio. I took lessons from Doug Osterkamp, Oliver Althawin, and Chuck J, who I learned music theory from at my high school. One of the people I learned music theory from. And lastly, the last person I was taking lessons with was Nick Cordell from Arsis and now Arch Enemy. And yeah, I learned a lot of theory through high school and got really into that. And too into it. But it's just yeah, formally trained, just a lot of practice, a lot of metronome, and it's always a struggle. I always feel like when I'm getting there, it's like, but.
I think you're actually pretty similar to me. Like we both have say we play for this long, but realistically, like I mean,
I think, it's like a fraction of the time.
Yeah.
If you consider how much time you spend like on the couch or something.
Well, not only that, but dude, I mean, I took a break from, I don't know, I think it was 11 to about 14 or 15, because I mean, I got really into surfing and skateboarding and all that crap and whatnot, like every kid, I guess. And I just really didn't pick up my guitar ever during that time. So, you know,
it was pretty much the same deal. I didn't take that long of a break, but
I took a really long one. It's hard to make time to practice a lot, especially once you get to like a little bit more than a beginner level. It's like warm-up time alone takes. Ugh.
Some days.
Yeah.
Some days,
and then some days you just pick it up and you just want to break it. It's
yeah,
just like
some days
horrible.
just pick it up and shred it.
Yeah, I know. I totally understand it.
A lot of work. Formally trained.
Yeah, I've had.
Playing classical guitar too. Just playing classical guitar.
Yeah. And I had, I took lessons from about 4 guys, I think. I took lessons from Dwayne Allen or Dwayne Broberg, and he was a jazz enthusiast and classic rock guy. I took from him for about 10 years. Then I took from Vasil Chikarstkov, which is a professional, actually world-renowned classical guitarist. He's really amazing. Took from him for about 2 years, I think. And took from some other guy for like 1 or 2 lessons, and he was a horrible teacher and scary. So, and then I think that happened with someone else too.
Your new record, Nostalgia, has been out for a little bit of time now. Now that it's complete, how do you feel about it? Are you satisfied with the outcome? And what's been your response to it so far?
Well, being in control of pretty much everything from the writing to the recording to the production and even promotion and stuff, I'd say I'm pretty content with it. I mean, I am looking to get on a record label soon and then have a better distribution and promoting behind it, but I did all the producing and the mastering myself, and I love how it came out, and I've been getting great reviews and feedback from all the fans and people, and you know, it was really fun to make and stuff, and I really like it. I mean, what did you think of it?
I think it turned out really good. I heard everything in the mixing process, and I think it's great. I like it, and I'm looking forward to playing it live, so it'll be very fun. But it was great. Alright, got a pretty even trope on here. Almost there.
Do you have any rituals? If so, what are they?
Usually I start out, pick it up, I'll jam out some tunes I'm working on, or just the typical, scale runs, arpeggios, also just like anything different, anything to warm my hands up, because that's usually a big struggle for me. Once I'm warmed up, once I warm up, I feel like is when practice actually starts. So when you're warming up, you can sit there and play as much, but if your fingers aren't going, it doesn't really matter. So I'll do metronome always. That's on my computer, a.bestmetronome.com is always open. It's I think it's even pinned, so I always have that open. I'll practice that. Various tempos, anything. It just depends what I'm practicing. If I'm practicing, speed, you obviously want everything to be, really clean and not mechanical. You just want it to be fluid.
I mean, I practice every day and stuff, but sometimes I practice like 5 minutes a day. It's hard to find time and stuff being a student too, in addition to having to keep up with all this stuff, because I have to do the promotion, the marketing, and the business aspect, and even the communicating with all the different people and stuff, not to mention fans and crap like that. It's pretty tiring and stuff, but I don't really practice scales anymore, to be honest. I know how horrible that sounds.
Okay, I just need to get them down and memorize them, but
Just to get the speed.
Yeah, just as use it as a technique tool, not
Yeah, I guess.
I'm pretty sure we already know
I know, it's
all
just
the scales.
it's just like a headache. I don't know. But you know, I'll do warm-up stuff, which I mean, I like to do spiders for warming up. Just chromatic runs are really good too to get the independency down. And I don't know, I don't do a lot of hard drilling stuff, and I don't really do much metronome stuff anymore. But I'm starting to get back into it, and me and him actually try to get together like once a week to practice together, and we push each other's limits and stuff and speed and stuff. For writing and stuff, I'm not going to chop and do this because my hands are too valuable to me actually. For my writing process and stuff, a lot of times I like to think of it as a movie, and I try and get a picture and a scene in my head, and that's why I always do concept albums. And then I tend to find a key or something that I like a lot that portrays the emotion for the scene that I'm trying to paint for my listeners, and from riff to riff or song to song even. And then I generally start with playing what the guitar is going to be doing, unless there's no guitar in that one section, of course. Then I just think of the chords and the direction that I want to go, and I don't know, it really just comes to me in one thing, which is why I like to write and have control of all the instruments actually, because then I can do the drums and make sure it complements the bass, and bass complements the guitars, and everything backs down when vocals come in, or when a lead comes in, and everything works together as one. And so it's one constant, continuous thought and stuff. So that's basically my outlook. And I do write around keys, but a lot of times I'll go out of the key or slightly alter it a little bit just to add some flair and stuff to the music. Guess that's about it.
What's the strangest thing that's ever happened to you on tour or at one of your shows?
Oh no. So the strangest thing I think was we were playing a show at this place called Law Show.
Yeah.
And so everything was good venue, good cool show for what it lasted. And so we were playing, and then all of a sudden, the owner comes sprinting up to us, totally freaking out. And so we're like, okay, we were kind of upset. We drove there, packed up all our stuff, got everything set up. And then, so he asked us to put it in this back room that was, totally locked off. Like, you couldn't even see in the door. It was kind of weird. It was like he's trying to steal our stuff, so we were kind of freaked out about that. And so, he's totally freaking out. We got like pounding on the door, super loud. Like someone's trying to break it.
That was just scary, dude. We went and like hid in the bathrooms and stuff.
No, yeah, we thought we were, maybe getting shot or something. It was pretty scary.
We thought it was SWAT.
Yeah, we thought we were done for. And so we get all of our stuff back there, and we're like, oh no, we're gonna lose all of our stuff, right? And the guy was totally freaked out, so we had no choice really. And then, so finally they open up the doors, and a bunch of police come in, and they're asking, what was the whole deal?
It ended up being that the people that booked it didn't have a license for the noise, I guess, or they didn't have it properly done. And the alcohol was, they had a lot of underage people there because it was at the bar.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they came in, they checked all of us. They're asking, where's the music coming from? The owner told us not to say anything, so we're like, we don't know. It's like a bunch of metal, but what do you do? But they obviously knew. And so when they found out where the stuff had been hidden, they sealed the stuff, and they were telling us they were going to seize all of our gear.
And half the artists didn't even know where it went. And so it was pretty scary for us, and I literally was just playing one of my new endorsed amps or whatever from Laney and stuff, and so I was scared shitless for that, because that would not have been good.
No, and then so all our stuff's in the police come in, and they're checking, and they set up the stage to make it look like there's some acoustic show, I think it was James playing. He picks up this, acoustic guitar and starts putting on this, total lame show. And they knew, they found the gear, and then they kicked a bunch of people out, and we weren't leaving, so we're like, we want our gear, and so we finally leave as we're getting our gear, and we see one of the band members in handcuffs sitting there, and we're like, oh, this is bad. So that was probably the weirdest thing that's happened to the show.
Yeah.
Scariest.
Yeah.
In life.
You're stranded on a desert island, could take on like 3 records for the rest of eternity. Assuming you had a solar-powered CD player, what would they be?
I don't know. I'm pretty heavily influenced by Catatonia and stuff, and Opeth, so I'd probably choose The Great Cold Distance from Catatonia. I love that album. And then Ghost of Perdition from from Opeth. And then I think my last album would have to be probably Periphery 2 by Periphery. That's a really great album too. So
I was stuck on a desert island. I would probably want to add Winter Sun's Time 1, Show and Bodom, any of their albums, maybe Big Reader, Fall the Reaper would be pretty good. And then lastly, if I had to pick, it would probably be No Face by Slice the Cake.
If you could jam with any musician, past, present, or future, who would it be?
that's such a tough one.
It's such a mean question.
Because I mean,
So mean.
it's
Good,
like
Miles.
I have favorite and stuff, but I don't know how many of them I would want to actually jam with because I mean it'd be so intimidating just to be around those people, you know. So I don't know. Some of my, I guess instead I'll basically tell you some of my most influenced players. I really love Guthrie Govan, you know, John Petrucci, Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, just guys like that, I guess. And obviously there's the typical Bay and stuff.
I
Just
just never
nuts.
play guitar with them. I feel like such a big deal.
Well, I agree.
And pretty much same with Dylan. You know, there's a lot of people I like to listen to, but I don't know if I want to play in front of them because, you know,
It's intimidating.
I know it'd be intimidating. But if I had to pick Guthrie and maybe Alexi from Bodom. They're
The whole time I'd just be asking them questions on how I could be better.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even be jamming.
I wouldn't even bring my guitar.
What 3 words best describe your music?
Melodic is a huge one because this album, I think, both albums, but this one in particular has a lot of content. And it's really like theme based. There are a lot of things throughout it, and melodic, innovative, definitely. Different mesh of music that you haven't really heard in most places. So there's 2. You can pick the next one. You good?
I don't know. I mean, kind of the whole title or whatever of the genre is kind of something that would be a good one. Just saying progressive metal. I mean, it's very progressive music and has metal aspects, but I mean that's definitely not the main focus. Just like I try not to make the music just being completely instrumental and stuff. I put just enough vocals in there to appeal to a wider audience, but not enough to, you know, take up the full space because I don't see myself as being like a full-on, you know, trained vocalist at all since I haven't done any lessons in that stuff or anything.
Progressive is a good term. 'Cause I think it opens up for a lot of different people who don't listen to metal. Which is always that people who immediately
And
think,
interpretation, a lot of open interpretation when you say that, I think too.
yeah, because there's always the people who listen to metal, or they hear the word metal and
They
they're like
automatically
scared. Yeah, there you go.
We're talking about, you know, worshiping Satan, burning churches, and this and that. It's like,
What's next for Dylan Furr?
Well, I'm currently endorsing some brands. I'm on Laney amps, Legator guitars, Esoteric guitars, as well as Dunlop. So for them, I've been trying to produce some demos and stuff, and I'm always, you know, using their products and stuff and pushing them, as well as getting, you know, benefit out of it for myself. I'm also hoping to go doing tours and stuff, and yeah, do some tours, and obviously produce more music, do more videos. I don't know, there's a lot in the future that I probably can't even mention right now that I'm not even aware of yet. Hoping to get on a record label and start producing more high quality music and branch out to even more fans and stuff like that. Be a huge goal.
Touring's huge.
Yeah,
I'm excited to help do everything I can in my power with, you know, like the other projects I do to help this one just like get huge.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna take this pizza, got all the ingredients on here, it's looking good. We're gonna put it into a preheated oven at 350 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes.
So we just cooked the pizza for 20 minutes, and so now it's done.
Done.
So I guess now we're gonna use it.
Excellent. Are you ready?
Yes.
Saucer.